So, you know what I'm saying? We ride, but I'm respected by a lot of people because, you know what I'm saying, the way I come up, you know, I'm 100. You feel me? So I come palms up. That's anywhere I go, I come palms up. You feel me? I'm not on none of that, but you got guys, man, that's brother and them, that's brother and them. So you got guys looking at it wrong. Everywhere I go, I come palms up. So I'm like this. If I'm in your area and I get shot at, shit, you had to have something to do with it because how this your area. That's like you coming in my area and you get shot at. Shit, I have to have something to do with it because this is my area. I got to secure my area.
Yeah.
So how can you get shot up in my area?
Yeah.
So if you coming in my area, I got to secure you. So that's how I play my shit. So any area I go in is love. So if I come in palms up in every area, I'm secured in every area. So a motherfucker don't know. So you know what I'm saying? It ain't about no ops and about all that shit they saying. It's about security.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I'm gonna secure myself everywhere. So motherfuckers need to on that Debo shit. It ain't about Debo, it's about respect. So anywhere I go, I'm gonna be secured. Whether it's out south, over east, anyway. Cause if this your area.
Yeah.
You feel me? I ain't coming to your area saying I'm taking over. I'm just sliding through your area where I'm sliding on a bench. Well, I'm just sliding through to get me some weed. Or whatever I'm sliding through to, I'm coming with palms up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That same way if you sliding through my hood, you coming with palms up. So that's how you ride. So that's why people be mad when they say you respected all around the city. I'm respected because I come with palms up. You feel me? But if shit hit the fan, you know, I'm with it.
For well over a decade, federal prosecutors from across the United States, together with our law enforcement partners, have tirelessly investigated the criminal activities of Joaquin Archivaldo Guzman Lara, also known commonly as Chapo Guzman, the leader of the Sinaloa cartel, which is based in Mexico.
Federal prosecutors trying to put away billionaire drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman for life will depend upon secret recordings featuring the kingpin himself. This is according to a new government memo, and it's likely to make a pair of Chicago brothers among the most incriminating witnesses against El Chapo. Let's get more now from Eyewitness News investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy.
Alan, of the estimated 1,500 secret recordings, those made in 2008 by Chicago brothers Pedro and Margarito Flores are considered among the most incriminating against Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. The Flores twins, who hail from Chicago's Little Village neighborhood, recorded face-to-face meetings with El Chapo and the leadership of his Sinaloa cartel. The bosses apparently had no idea they'd been betrayed by the Flores siblings who were cooperating with federal authorities. At least one of the conversations with El Chapo took place at the drug lord's mountaintop compound in Mexico and was recorded via a wire being worn by Margarito Flores. Although not called out by name in the new court filing, the twin brothers from Chicago are expected to be witnesses at Chapo's first trial in New York City set for September. The drug dealers turned informants are in protective custody after pleading guilty and being sentenced to 14 years each for running a $2 billion U.S. empire for the cartel. In this prosecution memo, authorities say El Chapo used exotic methods of smuggling drugs into the U.S., including once packing 7 tons of cocaine in cans of jalapenos. His cartel has also relied upon a fleet of aircraft, submarines, and even drones. Prosecutors also say they have satellite photos of the kingpin and his operation, ledgers of drug deals, text messages and emails, and more than 300,000 pages of documents. Authorities are asking the court to allow a broad description of El Chapo's career for jurors, that he paid off legal and law enforcement officials to avoid interdiction of the criminal activity, and that he committed kidnappings, torture, and murder as a means of enforcing cartel rules. They say there's evidence El Chapo was involved in a 1992 drug gang shootout in a Puerto Vallarta nightclub that left 6 people dead. Investigators now say his Sinaloa cartel began moving into a new product line in late 2014, fentanyl, the painkiller El Chapo allegedly referred to as synthetic heroin that would either be imported from China or manufactured at labs in Mexico. Prosecutors say in the early days of the cartel, the drug lord was known as El Rapido due to the speed with which he delivered cocaine to the U.S. markets. Morphing into the nickname El Chapo or Shorty, he became the dominant dealer of cocaine and heroin in Metro Chicago, eventually controlling 80% of all illicit street drug sales, according to federal agents. It should be quite a trial when it does actually happen.
At 09, the city is really on fire. I think I'm not even sure if it's at this time or not, but the city of Chicago ended up putting an indictment out for El Chapo, and it ended up being linked to some guys that they link you to online. Two guys by the name of the Flores twins. Now, what's your knowledge or your history with the Flores twins?
You know, it's crazy that you said that, because I don't know them cats, you feel me? And really, my homie, when I came home, my homie was like, man, he want me to holler at his man. So I'm like, who your man? He like the dude Cali. Now, Cali supposed to been working for the twins because he was fucking with them tough. So plus he was fucking with the BMF niggas from Atlanta or whatever. That's what they were saying.
Okay.
But at the same token, you know, when they got popped, he was so loyal to him. When I first meet him, he telling me about the Flores twins, saying, goddamn it, how he met up with Cato's wife. You feel? Because, you know, one of the Flores twins fucked with her.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting her $1 million because he owed them or whatever. But make a long story short, he like, man, he want my rapping them to holler. He'll pay my rapping them to say that the Flores twins paid us to get down on Cato. When I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, homie. I ain't had shit to do with that shit. But I'm looking at him like, you suspect. Fuck, you look like paying a motherfucker. So really, he was working. So I'm like, no, homie, I don't know what you're talking about. You feel me? And I really spent up off on him. And that's the first time I'm being around a motherfucker who actually was fucking with them cats. But other than that, I ain't never knew them cats or none of that.
And so what ended up happening with him?
Shit, Cali ended up getting killed. I want to say some months after that. Yeah, a few months after that, he ended up getting killed. Somewhere out south. I guess he was just coming back from out of town. I think he was coming from the 8th, because, you know, he had a crib down there. You know, he was one of them dudes really was up from fucking with them niggas, you feel me? I really don't know him, so I can't really go into detail about him or none of that. But, you know, I heard of him, and that's what they were saying. But he was suspect like a motherfucker to come to me and say he want a motherfucker to give a statement about the Flores twins paying a motherfucker to do something. And the whole time, I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, homie. But yeah, that's the first motherfucker I really met that fuck with them cats. But no, I don't know them cats, period.
And that's crazy, because he came to you after you already beat the case in the state.
Yeah, so, you know, it was a red flag anyway. Like, fuck you mean, you feel me? Nigga, I beat the case. That's all you need to know. You feel me? I wasn't fucking with them cats. And then the way I got the murder anyway, I ain't had shit to do with that shit. And then I ain't even know the cat Cato anyway. You feel me? I ain't know that shit until after the DMX video. You know, once DMX made the video, I figured out who he was. And that's when rumor went and spread around. But, you know, like I told you, the way I found out that I had the case was through when I was locked up. But I ain't know none of them cats. I ain't know who I ain't never heard of nigga Cato. None of that shit till after the shit murder. I got the murder, really. And then, goddamn it, as far as DMX, making a video, and Fat Joe, I'm talking about the shit. But no, I ain't know him or the Flores twins.
Wow, that's crazy.